Hi, I'm Nick, and before I've mentioned about how discipline is the best way to go about working on yourself and actually training yourself to be able to get a move on with things on command. However, motivation is actually a stronger way of doing that. However, it's not actually able to be trained, and there isn't much that you can do and able to boost that. However, there is one exception. You see, motivation is based off your actual subconscious emotions, while discipline is based off your actual thoughts and your conscious emotions of what you actually want at this moment. Think about how if you are angry at someone, it's much easier to spar with them in a boxing match, while if you don't really like or dislike someone and you are told that you have to go all out in a boxing sparring match, then it's easier to do it when you actually have the emotion behind it than the actual thoughts of knowing that you have to do it. Or when someone doubts that you can do something and you actually get annoyed with them, then it's much easier to go about doing it differently or whatever they were doubting that you could do. So if motivation is based off your actual emotions towards something, how are we able to actually control that and get the benefits of it? Well, the fact is that there's not much to it. If you have your own ways of giving yourself the ability and finding it within yourself to feel a certain emotion like sadness or anger towards something, especially those powerful emotions, then that gives you that motivation. There's nothing else to it. If you feel angry towards something, then you're much more likely to go at it harder. If you feel sad or regretful about something, then you're more likely to stick with it. But if you don't naturally get those emotions, then it's important to be able to amplify how you feel. Like if you want to be in a certain position in life, then actually think to yourself and say to yourself that you are physically uncomfortable in the state that you are in, and you physically are angry with yourself that you are not there sooner. And helping yourself stir up those emotions helps you get that motivation that you might need, especially if you've had a rough day where you've really fallen into bad habits. But this is all good if you're able to grit your teeth and work through, but the most important thing that you want to avoid is the pitfall of spiraling in these emotions and not using them to hone in on your goals. You see, what's almost as easy as feeling sad is doing nothing else but feeling sad. What's almost as easy as being angry with someone is sitting alone in your room and just being frustrated and going through your head about what you don't like about them. What we really need to focus is that we're actually taking action on those emotions and not just bringing them up and making ourselves curdle them into something bigger and amplifying them just to not do anything with that. In fact, it's almost better to start making yourself get this motivation once you actually have the steps that you know you need to take in order to reach your goal, and not just be angry with yourself that you're not in a certain position in your life but not knowing where to go, and then just getting frustrated at yourself and not being able to do anything. But in the end of the day, if you do all of these things and you stay away from letting yourself spiral in your emotions and you actually put them towards an actual task, what can also happen is that the next day you wake up not feeling the same and going back into bad habits and yo-yoing between being angry with yourself and being proud of your productivity, and then going back to be angry yourself after a bad day. And so a small tip that I've found really helpful is to actually write down when you're in those states of mind that are very high working and very angry and have a lot of emotion. And so the next time you see that, you remember how you felt and you remember how much you wanted something so badly. And the more you do this, more practice you get with actually expressing your emotions to yourself and understanding why you feel that way. And then you're able to have more control over it and be able to break down tasks and be able to use and control that emotion a lot better. But that's it for today. However, if you're still interested in learning anything more about productivity tips or tricks, I've now started one-on-one coaching, which you can book a call for using the first link in the description below. But until then, see you later.